Alright, hey everybody, it is time to take a look at some content on the JP side and talk a little bit about our new vision card, because here the Full Metal Alchemist event is in full swing and will be coming to an end at the end of the month. And you know what? February probably going to have another collaboration of some kind, be it a repeat or something new. I'll have to wait and see, but with this, we have a raid event, and we're going to just take a little bit of a peek at the raid event, maybe putting some people's mind at ease, letting people prepare ahead of time, but this is a collaboration. You know what that means. Basically, collaboration characters are, of course, the biggest bonus, and as you can see, quite a few vision cards as well are big bonuses, but there's only one granddaddy of all the bonus of bonuses for vision cards this time around, which is the new Bahamut vision card. And of course, there is a vision card that can be obtained through this event. Now, I am not quite there. I'm going to show you the team that I am running for now and the rough performance. So I've gone with a light Slash this time, because usually Slash is pretty good. Like, raids aren't exactly the most difficult content, I know, which is why I'm not doing super in-depth looks at exactly like how this raid is, but you know what, I kind of want to show off a little bit of the map that we are playing on, and talk about the rewards. Of course, the big reward this time around is a piece of equipment, a panda of all things. It's very cute. It is a, let me just double check. Of course, it's an accessory that can be equipped by everyone. Wanted to make sure that there was a big long list of stuff. Shield version with defense, also a barrier version that's a little bit more mixed between the two, and a vitality. I mean, obviously right now feeling like shield is the big thing, but for some people, maybe you're curious, hey, is the panda really worth farming up a ton for? Yeah, if you are going to be big on the Full Metal Alchemist characters, I think it's actually a really good thing to get your hands on, because we are taking a peek at, you know, human killer of 10 for each of those characters, initial AP of 15, and for everybody who equips this piece of equipment, dark and light resistance. So, you know, it is a pretty big, nice, positive for a bunch of different characters. But let's take a hop over into the shop and take a peek at what is in this raid event. Now, obviously, this is kind of interesting. Some orbs for this for these characters. You know, like, Full Metal Alchemist hasn't really given away a ton of stuff. It hasn't felt the most generous, but it also hasn't felt the worst. I mean, it does have a story to it, so it does have a little more effort put into it. But you can get a cool 20 for 30,000 credits. We also have Panda, which is the main accessory that you can farm from this. If you're not a Full Metal Alchemist person, it probably won't make too terribly much of a difference. As for pieces of equipment such as this and this, both of these have gotten their 6-star version. So Elena's sword, which probably won't be a thing on Global and a thing for Global to worry about. You'll get it in a different way, and it will probably be different from the JP one. Brigadine is also the one that has been increased to a 6-star, so that's nice and everything, but hey, take a look at this. There are some actual rewards that are damn worth it this time. First of all, a UR horn, which up until this point haven't been really farmable from many places, especially for free-to-players, so it's nice to see, even it being 50,000, this is quite doable in a raid event. And for people who are wondering, this is just something that I think is now the most important farming piece of, or just thing that you can farm out of a raid event. You can also get some UR scrolls, not too terribly much, but you know, 60 isn't exactly nothing. You still have things such as the flower. You have some lower quality ones that are all a bit cheaper. So they're now basically offering more value for doing raids. It would be nice if the raid amount of currency we got would go up, but one battle at a time. And this is a general net win from where I'm sitting, because each of these, while bundled with a bunch of other stuff, is usually about 2,000 to 3,000 free lapis. So yeah, I'm pretty happy to just see one available a different place and everything like that. So I'm just gonna say that is a win for the players. Next up, there isn't too terribly much else in the update that's really worth talking about. We do have just taking a compulsory remembrance of what we have. Basically just one new single farming thing. Most all of the focus is just being on raids. A little bit of extra farming incentive because a lot of things have just double drop right now. You know, something that I think players will be using and happy to get, even if it isn't like triple farming. Hoping for a little bit more of those, but whatever. So yes, that's all of that. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about for that part of the update. And the last thing we're going to talk about is Bahamut, which is the new 90 cost vision card. And much like all these 90 cost vision cards, they are, of course, exceptionally difficult to get and incredibly high value. But I'm going to take, while 70 cost VCs I'll usually talk about in a video, I want to start taking a little bit more time to talk about 90 cost VCs. And Bahamut is a good place for me to start because new year, this is our first of these 90 cost vision cards, and it certainly won't. So is it worth your resources? Well, an esper vision card is almost always essentially worth some attempt, especially being on banner. Now these you can pick up a little bit later on, but Chaos Espers and Chaos Vision cards have been some of the consistently strongest, best investments you can get. And if you can get them very cheap, then it's even more so to the net positive. This vision card is primarily for light and dark and is not a job-based vision card. Looking at 35 slash attack up, 25% for AP acquisition, and last but not least, for maxing out the vision card, you get AoE resistance of 15. Overall, a very strong vision card for both light and dark elemental characters, going a long way to push not only physical offense, but also survivability on most characters, and acquiring more AP is just a positive. Taking a look at the unit effects, we are looking at 10% attack and 10 AoE resistance. And that is a strong vision card. This is a strong vision card. It also gives 422 HP. It also gives 23 AP, 168 attack, 4 defense, and 4 spirit. So it isn't pushing luck any higher. So for people who are wondering about that, if the vision card can be used for that, not really. But 4 defense and 4 luck is pretty good. Scales pretty fast. 168 attack is a big boost for most physical characters. 23 AP works nicely with some of the newer characters, which are getting initial AP up. And 422 HP is just nice. But this is a prime physical vision card that still benefits mages quite nicely. And I think this vision card will, for a long time in the future, be quite good in a lot of situations. So yes, the vision card passes the test. It is definitely worth, from just not considering anything else. It is a vision card that will stand the test of time, be quite strong. Now let's talk about Chaos Bahamut, because, you know, these kind of vision cards coming with these Chaos Espers are double bonus. And first thing you'll note, Bahamut's stats are incredibly high. Let's just take a quick second to scan this. We're going to jump over to Chaos Odin. And you can see here, Chaos Odin, you can see his stats kind of thing. And keep in mind that because we were also going to jump over to, and I believe he's quite lower on here just because of the way I organized, but Odin as well. And the thing you're going to note is that Chaos Bahamut is incredibly high statted, even versus another Chaos, esper, such as Dark Tetraselphide. You can see that Bahamut pushes a lot of stats in a lot of places. Things to note, his AP is a little bit lower, but he is one of the highest agility espers, period. You can tell right away that he is primarily a physical esper and a magic esper, and that he will be boosting everything basically that a physical unit would want. Also, the unit summon, or the esper summon attack, 200% mod, 100% hit chance, of course minus 15% critical. Defense and spirit for the targets, a decrease of 35 apiece, which is pretty strong. It's a large diamond shape AoE, and it boosts 30% attack and magic and 20% agility for all units on your team. Is a positive. Taking a look here, I haven't decided exactly how I want to build mine yet because this is an important thing. First off, initial AP of 7%, a attack boost of 25, human killer of 25, sword attack up of, I believe, 15, critical evasion of 7. We also have esper killer, missile, as well as magic resistance, summon attack up, critical damage, and that concludes basically everything on here. So let's talk about this esper. Who is this esper for? Well, it's primarily for physical base units. You can build this to be a resistance based esper pretty nicely. You can choose to be a attack esper, a slash esper, a human killer esper, a beast killer, a little bit of accuracy, or a critical damage. There's a lot of different ways that you can take this esper, but honestly, I don't think it's much of necessarily a really good sword esper so much as it's a fantastic physical esper. Chaos Bahamut basically being non-elemental and with this kind of grid is great for almost any physical character, and that earns a strong recommendation of this esper because technically is a really good strike esper, technically is a really good pierce esper, shooting esper, anything that is physical. Chaos Bahamut is a amazing hit for those characters. But again, I just want to circle back, really great strike esper, unironically. You know, he primarily is a slash, but with the attack up, the human killer up, giving him potentially some resistances or critical damage. Preen, for example, would absolutely love this esper, or quite a few of the physical strike where there is not as many good options. Odin does have the benefit of having accuracy being higher, but in some cases that isn't something that you're really super worried about, and you're just looking to dish out as much damage as possible. This is a great esper. Now, is it a mandatory? In my opinion, no. Because if you already have Odin and Chaos Odin, you already have two good physical espers to cover most of the situations where you need them, lowering the necessity of this being mandatory. It's not like he has a higher amount of SP, can fill more gauges and really push beyond, too terribly beyond their esper. However, this is one hell of a luxury summon and vision card. First of all, because Sephiroth and other characters that have come into light and dark lately will absolutely love the vision card. But I have to say, this is just so premium to throw on any physical unit in the entire game, past, present, and probably a good amount of future too. And again, I would like to say, the strike dream just becomes more and more a reality, just as more and more stuff like this becomes available. And this is a absolutely fantastic esper. I give it a incredibly high recommendation. I think it is one of the best espers in the game, period. But it is still kind of a luxury one, but it's a really nice luxury to have. So if you can score this esper, or potentially you want to save up for this guy in the future, you recommend it. but I don't say that it is a must, because I don't want to put that pressure on. 90 cost vision cards suck to get. I was lucky this time. Be so lucky the next. So thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a great one.